and my boyfriend managed to get on a track day, so continue watching to find out how it went. Did not go as planned. If you're new around here, my name's Esther Quaitmere. I'm a doctor in engineering and I'm a racing driver. You'll usually find me driving, fixing or racing my classic cars. If that's your kind of thing, subscribe down below, grab those helmets and we'll get on to the video. So it's really difficult right now to be able to get on a track day. They sell out so fast. Races themselves are selling out fast, but track days are also selling out really fast. We got really lucky and there was a cancellation, so we managed to book a track day at CROFT race circuit. We had to set off pretty early and we were all excited for our track day day. It's track day? Track date. On the trip there, the truck clocked over to the funniest number, 80085. Is it just me, or does your inner child just love that number? It's so hilarious. It's funny. And it's really satisfying to actually see the moment it clocks over to that. Okay. Maybe it's just me. Back to adult things. We got there and we were all excited, got out of the car, and then we lost a wheel on the trailer. You don't know where it went. We don't know what happened to it. It just went. It's just gone. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Okay, so we lost a wheel and then we managed to get back to the pre-track day checks, which included pumping up the tires. Now I don't know why we still have the foot pump, the single cylinder foot pump. You'd think that we were professional enough by now to own something a little bit more sophisticated, but no, this is the way that we pump our tires up. Don't know why. Don't know why. Still do it. As the saying goes, if it ain't broken, don't fix it. Although it would be easier with a different foot pump. Or not a foot pump, just an automatic pump. To be honest, we actually only checked the tyres. Usually we do an oil check, tracking check, but we just pumped the tyres up and then we had to go for sighting laps. So I don't know why, but I hate sighting laps. Hate sighting laps. Sighting laps are mandatory laps where you see what the conditions are on track. You do them at a slow pace and you try and keep up with the car in front, and it's horrible. I don't like trying to keep up with the car in front, and it's like you're driving really slow and I just don't like it for some reason. So the reason I like to go on track days is so that I know that the Tourette's won't stop me or impact me when on the track. I like to just prove it to myself sort of every year, just sort of reiterate that I can actually do this and, you know, get my confidence up. Because it's a big thing when you've had like quite a long time off. It's a big thing to suddenly jump in the car and it can be really quite scary. We knew that we were racing at CROFT in a couple of weeks' time, so we really wanted to get a track day in and I was so grateful that we could do it. After sighting laps, then I took a spin out. Nice things.
Well, I think that was a cracking first run. I think you did really well. Yeah.
We got, I built my confidence up, and then we got chasing, I got my earplugs in so I don't know how loud I'm talking. We got chasing a Civic, and it was real fun.
Yeah.
And then I might have drove a bit too fast and got really scared. Yay!
It's like a switch when you get confident. Like it was literally like you just went, right, I'm fine now. Like
I don't need you. Okay, Pip's gonna go out and show me how it's done so I get a bit less scared about going at speed. So with track day dates, it's really nice because it's just me and my boyfriend. There's no pressure, there's no anything, and it's really good because I go out first and get a bit of confidence. Then he takes me out, he pushes the car to the absolute limit, and then I get back in and drive and I'm like, I know it can stick on this corner. I know that that car can drive that fast. I know that I can brake really late because he did it. So it really helps me to just sort of do it myself first, see how he's done it, and then go back and do it. But it is quite intimidating. CROFT is a great circuit. It's got lots of corners. It's a really nice, really nice circuit. So because it's got all of the fast corners, you don't have to be the biggest and fastest car to keep up with it. And in the little Nova, in the little 1.6, you know, with Pip driving, it kept up really well with a lot of the cars. So when we arrived, it was actually quite dry. It was still damp and a little bit greasy, but it was pretty dry. As the day went on and on, it got wetter and wetter, and it really was raining. And I tried really hard to get a video of it really raining, and it felt so much worse when you were actually there. It was very wet, but it was really good. It's really good to have track days in the wet, because then you're getting used to driving and racing in the wet, which gives you just so much experience. So at one point it was really raining and we hadn't done our checks. We hadn't done our normal checks of oil and tracking and things. So my boyfriend said that I could stay inside, in the dry, in the warm, whilst he went out and to do the checks. Gotta be honest, this is the first time this has happened. Possibly because I put a camera on him, maybe. I maybe should try that more often.
That moment when your boy says, it's not worth both us getting wet. And I agree. To be fair, I was like, oh, I'll go out, or we'll. But no. He's being a trooper. Oh my god, help him. Look how sad he is. All by himself. It's really wet out there. And before it was wet, but there wasn't a lot of like surface water, and now there's a lot of surface water, so it looks wet. So I've just had my stint, and I feel like it was a really short stint. I'm always thinking it's a short stint when it's not. And the Tourette's got to me a bit towards the end. It was getting a bit difficult, so I came in.
But no, he is the sweetest thing, and he was pampering me all day. He was running around after me, doing my belts up, patting me with my helmet. He was just really nice to me all day. He was sweet. I did feel guilty when watching him do the checks in the rain. Not guilty enough to go help him, but I did feel slightly guilty. But it was really nice to stay dry. So Pip took me out driving, and we were coming into the pits on the lap. And the last, I think it was like maybe the last couple of corners before the pits, there was sort of sound, and then like something had gone a bit wrong. You could sort of, even as a passenger, you could sort of feel it. And Pip was trying to describe it to me, and we were like, oh, well, you know, maybe that sounds like a wheel bearing or like drive shaft, or like what is this? We were trying to diagnose it, trying to figure out if we had spares. And then when we stopped and we got out, we found that the metal around the hub had snapped pretty much 80% of the way. So it was hanging on by that 20%. If that had fully fractured all the way around and the wheel had come off, some serious damage could have been done there. So we were lucky. Whew. So I was feeling really good because we'd packed our lunch, and our lunch looked good.
So we're gonna get chips on the way back, and then once we've dropped the car off at Pip's parents, we're gonna get our try-me. Pip was a lot more excited when we first did it.
On the way back though, we stopped for chips and chicken nuggets, and we also had a Chinese when we got back home. But like, our lunch looked good and healthy. We also snacked a lot on crisps and chocolate bars throughout the entire day. But our lunch looks really healthy.
So we're gonna eat lunch. We've already changed the tyre. And then I'll go back out.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll sneak you in. Just have a little bit. Sneak a go in before lunch, just to verify that the car's fine.
Catch you on the flip side.
So with my Tourette's, it can be quite overwhelming because I'm scared whether I can do it again, whether Tourette's is gonna get me, and whether I just can't do it anymore. Then it's quite emotional, and I was feeling quite ticky this day. So You know, Pip was really great. We came in, he gave me the time and space that I needed to just come in, tick out, and go back out again. And I knew at any point, if I didn't feel safe, I could always come back in. Because it's my boyfriend's car and we share driving, I get padded up, so there's literally pads sat behind me. It is really hard to get the correct pad situation. It's funny because our leg lengths, our like hip to floor length, leg length, is pretty much similar. But I like to sit so close to the wheel. I've got long legs and maybe my arms aren't quite as long as his, or like, I don't know what it is, but it's a fully different seating position. So on track days, you sort of just pad yourself out. So long as the harnesses are tight and your helmet's good, then that's safety wise, that's good enough because you're not like really racing. So yeah, I was trying to get the best packing solution of the pads at the back. It got wetter and wetter and wetter, and by the end of the day there was very few cars on track, and I had a great time going round and round. I think I was getting braver and braver and braver in the wet, and it was so much fun.
You can tell by my face. Oh, we did it! Track day!
Track day.
Do a track day, they said. I don't know how other people look so good at the end. You're gonna tell me I look good all the time.
You always look good.
Yeah, but you were saying nice things about me.
They'll sound really natural and flowing when I repeat them. Well, as I was saying, very proud of you today. You did really well. You pushed like through some fear and drove in possibly the worst conditions we will on the oldest tyres, because I won't let you use the good ones till the race. So yeah, you had a good day. I think that you did really well.
It was a really nice day. My boyfriend made me feel like a princess all day. He was very attentive to all my needs. He definitely put me first, which was just really nice and sweet to be looked after. It was really good to get confident on the track because we're gonna be racing there in the next few weeks. So make sure you subscribe to stick around. If you like this video and were slightly horrified by the amount of water that was on the track, give this a thumbs up and I'll see you next time.